So picture this. You roll out your mansion, a full security team, can drop millions to rescue two of the world's most headline-grabbing royals from monarchy life only to have them ghost your calls. Years later, while still living the lavish life you paid for. That's the sizzling scene unfolding between Tyler Perry and the Sussexes, messier than any reality show reunion. Rewind to 2020, when Prince Harry and Meghan Markle boldly stepped away from royal duties. They promised a life. Built from scratch, no royal funds. No taxpayers, just pure grind. The world cheered. Tyler Perry opened his Beverly Hills estate and, allegedly, his wallet, loaning a jaw-dropping $16 million. That cash covered their Montecito mansion, round-the-clock security after the UK stripped protection, and every Hollywood luxury imaginable. But here's the twist. 3 years later, Perry reportedly wants that money back, and he's not being polite. This isn't tabloid gossip. Perry, known for loyalty and discretion, is clearly done playing nice. Insiders say it's not just about cash. It's about respect and keeping promises. Tyler is a billionaire businessman, not a charity. And now, the narrative is flipping hard. The royals who bragged about independence are suddenly at the center of a financial scandal threatening their carefully curated image. Let's talk numbers. Montecito mansions don't come cheap. Harry and Meghan's reportedly tops $14 million, with staff and security pushing annual costs into the millions. Who made that possible? Not Netflix, not Spotify. Tyler Perry, and now the man who once played fairy godfather, is demanding cold, hard repayment. But before anyone rushes to defend the Sussexes, let's get real. Their hyped media deals barely made a splash. Spotify famously pulled the plug on their podcasts after one season, quietly branding them grifters behind the scenes. Netflix threw them a massive deal too, yet the numbers never wowed executives. One flop after another, and when you burn through $100 million chasing stardom, questions arise, especially from the man who fronted $16 million to get you there. Then there's the messaging. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle preach empowerment, climate action, independence, and service, but it rings hollow when you're jet-setting privately, living in a gated mega mansion and allegedly dodging debts to the man who gave you shelter. This isn't just a PR headache, it's radioactive. In Hollywood, image is currency. Tyler Perry goes public with legal action, and he legally can if the loan was formalized. It could drag the Sussexes into court, exposing finances, contracts, and private dealings in public filings. Once that happens, good luck finding another mogul willing to risk millions. This isn't a single falling out. It's a warning shot to every producer, exec, and brand considering collaboration. If Harry and Meghan can't honor a deal with Tyler Perry, who's next to demand repayment? Perry isn't just a celebrity with a mansion. He's a media mogul, a self-made billionaire known for generosity but sharp as a tack. Multi-million-dollar loans? He expects accountability. So when reports surface that Tyler Perry wants his $16 million back, this isn't just a petty petite, a full-on warning shot. Even royalty can't play fast and loose with his money. Sources close to Perry say he's done staying quiet. Insiders reveal he values respect and integrity over friendship. He's a businessman, not a benefactor. And when someone fails to honor a deal, especially after he gave them a safe haven during one of the most chaotic moments of their lives, that's not just disappointing, it's personal. The sting is even sharper because the very royals he helped are now flaunting a self-made image for the cameras while still living off favors behind the scenes. Remember? Prince Harry and Meghan Markle used Perry's mansion as their U.S. launchpad after stepping away from royal life privacy, comfort, and full-on celebrity luxury with zero press or security headaches. That kind of generosity should have earned lifelong gratitude. Instead, silence greeted the bill when it came due for Perry. This isn't merely about repayment hits. about principle, keeping your word and not biting the hand that fed you. Hollywood is watching every move. Once someone like Tyler Perry publicly distances themselves, brands, studios, and investors take notice. In a city where reputation is everything, the sexist image is already taking a major hit. And the ripple effects could be catastrophic. You can practically feel the chill settling over the Sussex brand. Industry whispers say corporate sponsorships are pulling back and PR teams are advising clients to keep their distance. One entertainment lawyer even warned this isn't just bad precedes legal risk. Nobody wants their brand tangled in a financial mess with a billionaire who keeps receipts. When deals crumble over personal drama, you know it's serious. And the timing couldn't be worse. Meghan Markle's Netflix show flopped. Their podcast got canceled. And nothing solid is lined up to cover the financial gap. Their Montecito lifestyle isn't cheap. And if more backers start demanding repayment, the whole house of cards could collapse. One loan demand is manageable, but a domino effect could be career-ending. Public opinion is flipping fast, once celebrated as brave rebels escaping royal oppression. Harry and Meghan are now seen as entitled elites living off borrowed money. It's a PR nightmare. UK polls show Harry's approval near record lows. Meghan's? Even worse, and American audiences are catching on too. The fairy tale is unraveling, and the audience is checking out. Critics argue this was inevitable. The gap between the Sussexes' image and reality was always going to be exposed. You can only preach independence while flying private. Living in a multi-million-dollar mansion and dodging obligations for so long now, thanks to Tyler Perry, that act is under the spotlight. He's not shouting or tweeting, his silence says it all. His decision to draw the line speaks volumes, and that's the real headline. Legal experts are already buzzing over. What happens if Tyler Perry takes this to court? If a formal loan agreement exists, repayment isn't optional, it's enforceable. That brings deadlines, interest, penalties, and public records into play. Imagine the headlines if the Duke and Duchess of Sussex end up in a courtroom battling the man who once gave them shelter. What's bleeding money? Find Vogue covers and Netflix premieres? One question looms: how exactly are they affording this life? Their Montecito mansion alone is a beast. Multi-million-dollar mortgage, full-time security, chefs, nannies, gardeners. It's an operation in itself. Add taxes, upkeep, travel, wardrobe, and public image costs, and suddenly Perry's $16 million looks less like generosity and more like necessity. One bad quarter could trigger a serious financial reckoning. Hollywood loves a power couple, but it abandons liabilities even faster. Right now, the Sussex brand is spiraling. Executives are skittish, sponsorships are stalling, and former allies have gone quiet. Nobody wants to be next if Perry's demand sparks a domino effect. And here's the kicker: Tyler Perry might not be the only one. Rumors swirl about other quiet backers who bankrolled the Sussex rebrand. Private jets, luxury retreats, designer deals, it all costs millions. If these supporters start calling in favors or repayment, what looked like independence could unravel into a full-blown financial disaster. If those deals were built on verbal promises or casual arrangements and those promises go unpaid, things could get ugly fast. Tyler Perry may have just opened the floodgates. And then there's the royal angle. Back in the UK, the firm is reportedly watching all of this unfold with stone-faced amusement. King Charles and Prince William have made it clear: no bailout, no last-minute lifeline. This is Harry's mess now, and the optics couldn't be worse. The son who rejected royal funding is now under pressure to repay a Hollywood mogul with no palace to fall back on. Supporters who once admired their independence are starting to feel duped. The story of two underdogs building a life from scratch is compelling until you realize the foundation was someone else's bank account. If lawsuits start flying, that illusion shatters completely. So what's next for the Sussexes? Best case, they quietly settle with Perry behind the scenes, pay what they owe, and attempt to salvage what remains of their reputation. Worst case, the drama escalates, legal battles erupt, more creditors emerge, and their already shaky brand collapses under the weight of lawsuits and bad press. Either way, the message is crystal clear. In Hollywood, a storybook beginning means nothing if you don't handle your business. Tyler Perry's demand wasn't just about money. It was a wake-up call, a blunt reminder that no matter how glamorous, your image, accountability comes first, and nobody, not even royalty, is above it.